Is it sane? Is it possible? Still I ask myself, are we, am I? Our game, it's not logical, but you contemplate, are we, am I?
Vacation has been so long, and it feels so good to be back from that. This is sort of like a test stream of sorts. Thank you for being here. If you're here for this, hanging out on a Friday night, but we're seeing if there's an appetite for Toronto Blue Jays streams heading down the stretch here as we head into the postseason. Welcome. Your Friday night, spending it with me, watching the Blue Jays. Jamie Campbell was just saying on the broadcast that it's sold out at Rogers Center, which should be expected. But it's so good to see when the Blue Jays are doing well that people truly care about the Jays at like a next level. Like it's as passionate as the Leafs, as the Raptors, or as anything in the city is when they're good. It's like it's a Jays city. And that's like what it is right now as like Friday night, Shane Bieber, second start for the Toronto Blue Jays is what we're anticipating, is what we're going to hang out and watch. Thank you for being here. Hit like on the video, hit subscribe on the channel. A lot happened in between like the last time I talked on this channel, which I was the Happy Gilmore review I did. And then before that, the last time we recorded a Steve Dangle podcast, which was end of July. And then, like, nothing happened for a month, but a lot of sports stuff kind of happened, like the other leagues, and not so much in hockey. It's been so dead so dead in the NHL, even though they promised us that we'd get a summer of trades and signings and all that, and it never materialized. So it's been pretty quiet on the NHL front, but so many news in the other sports. The Jays, like, the main thing here for me is like how good they've been all season long and how nobody expected them to be this good at all. And like, I was so down on them because of the offseason, how everything started with Vladdy and Bo being unsigned, then Bo still unsigned, but like, that's an issue for another day. And then Vladdy gets signed. You're like, okay, things are turning around. It was a slow start for the Jays. And then you get this unbelievable run. It started like, what, a month and a half in, maybe 2 months in, they start going on this amazing run, and then it's just hasn't cooled down since. The August hasn't been the greatest for the Jays. But they've like not lost any games in the standings. Like, they are 3.5 games up right now. They've been like 4.5-ish up for kind of the whole month, and that's all you want to do. John Schneider's had the right attitude this entire season. Like, I feel like he's really come around in his attitude with this team and helping them get to the postseason. He's always just like, we're going out there and we're trying to win a series. You know, they're trying to win 2 out of 3 games. They're trying to win 3 out of 4 games each time out. You're not trying to win every single game in baseball. It's not going to happen. That's not a realistic expectation. It's just, hey, let's go out, try and win 2 out of 3. And if we just keep doing that consistently, our record's going to look really good. And that's what they've kind of done. And that's what they're doing right now. Sherry's in the chat. Welcome, Sherry. Sherry's in the chat, and Sherry says, hey, Jesse, nice to have someone else to watch. Thank you for being here, Sherry. I enjoy your company as well. Sherry also said, Jays have to win this series to gain more respect in the league. I feel like that's so true. That's so true, because like, this is why this series right now is such a big deal, and this is why it's so fun to stream this series. It's the best team in the AL, the best team in the NL going head to head, and this is the first time it's happened this late in the season ever. Like, I think that was the stat I saw from Sportsnet Stats today. This is the latest in the season. The best team in the NL and the best team in the AL have faced each other. And that's because of how interleague play worked, like, for 100 years in baseball. Because for a long time, they didn't play each other. You didn't have the American League playing the National League. It just didn't happen. And then interleague happened, and that would happen like mid-season. They kind of have like interleague happen like throughout July-ish. There's like an interleague schedule, but you'd only play like one division each year, and every year you'd kind of rotate the division you played. And then now we're at a point where all the teams play all the teams. So this is going to happen more often, but it's cool that it's happened with the Jays here, and that the Jays are truly the best team in the American League East, or American League as a whole, on August 29th. That is crazy to think about, thinking about where we were, like 6 months ago as Jays fans. It's awesome. It's awesome. It's been a great season. This team's been a fun team to watch. The lineups right now, we got Barger, Bichette, Jimenez, Guerrero there around the infield. They just flashed that on the screen. First batter is getting up to the plate here. We're about to get this thing going. Hello, Tyson. Yes, I did shave. My beard is going to be back in like, what, a week? It already has stuff. I shaved 2 days ago, and it's already like, you can see the remnants, a lot of remnants of beard there. So don't expect the shaved look to last too long. I'm going to let it grow back out, and yeah, the beard will be back. But Jays, Brewers, best team in the NL, best team in the AL. It is underway. First pitch, a ball inside by Shane Bieber. Fever starts the game with a ball inside. And there's a strike. 1-1 on the count. 2 pitches in. Let's hit up the chat. We got That's Bad TV. Very thankful that the Beard's coming back in about a week. There was a Chet swing. Umpire says he didn't go around. 2-1 on the count. Bieber loads. There's strike 2. Sherry, I completely agree with you. Relief. The bullpen is the biggest concern going into the playoffs for the Jays. And they're like, there's nothing you can do. Like, those are your guys. Ball outside. Bieber's 3-2 on the leadoff hitter. At this point, it's about the guys you have and about getting them to play their best, right? Because there's no help coming. There's a swinging strike there. First pitch of the game. First out of the game for Bieber. Strikeout, swinging. A fastball high. That was a good swing and miss. Like, Bieber's not going to throw 97, 98. Like, that's 93 up and away, and he's fooling him and getting a swing and miss. It's beautiful. Contreras is at the plate. It's 0-1. James said, yo, Jesse, doing a Jays watch-along. I was in the middle of watching Wednesday. I was going to skip the game tonight, but I'm pausing Wednesday because screw it, let's do a watch-along. Hey, shout out you, James. Thank you for hanging out. This is kind of like a test run I was mentioning off the top. 1 out still. 0-2 on the count. Hopefully we can do a ton of these for the playoffs. Like, hopefully I can watch along all the playoff games. I think that'd be a blast. There's a swinging strike again. 2 down, 2 outs. Bieber starts the game with back-to-back strikeouts. Swinging as well. It's crazy how, like, the Jays were able to pick up Shane Bieber when you consider his resume. You're just getting an ace. And, like, I don't know how you feel, but I don't care about the prospect capital that you got to trade away to get a guy like Shane Bieber. If you're a football fan, it's 1-1 in the count, by the way. Bieber's up on Yelich. 2 out. Top of 1. There's another swinging strike. He's gotten everybody to swing and miss. It's beautiful. I don't know if you follow other sports, but today the Cowboys traded Micah Parsons, and they got back a player and 2 first-round draft picks. And, like, the excuse is, like, we can draft guys and get them, and hopefully we get a Micah Parsons. But, like, you have him. You can just keep him. So when the Jays, like, acquire a player like Shane Bieber, I'm like, who cares what it costs? There's strike 3! Swing and strike. 1, 2, 3. Shane Bieber strikes out the side. All swinging. Quick work. Bieber fever is alive and well at the Rogers Center, a sold-out Rogers Center tonight. That is electric stuff from Bieber to start the game. James says, more regular Jays watch-alongs when you're up for it would be awesome. Love the NHL watch-alongs on the SDPN channel, but it'll also be fun to have this once in a while as a baseball fan as well. 100% agree. Now that the Jays are fun again, we have to be locked in on the Jays. Like, I feel like it's a necessity. And like, what more can you ask for out of Bieber? Like, the first start, unreal. And then you start this game 3 up, 3 down. I want to pull up his numbers in the first start because they were otherworldly. Yeah, 6 innings, 9 strikeouts. How many runs did he allow in that first game? It was only 1 earned run, 2 hits as well. That 1 earned run was a solo shot. he allowed in that first start. And that was a week ago, right? A week ago today is when he started. And they've like had real decisions to make, and I think they've done a good job so far moving around the starting rotation and figuring out who's got to start and who's got to rest. And Eric Lauer's been such a trooper. You know, it's a testament to this Blue Jays team on how everybody is bought into what they're trying to do here. George Springer fouls off a pitch. It's 0-1 on the count. Like, that starting rotation, they got 6 guys now, and Eric Lauer had to sit a whole bunch of days, and he would have been available out of the bullpen, and he starts on long rest, and he doesn't have the best outing. But none of the guys complain about that kind of stuff. This team feels so close-knit. It feels really tight, and it feels like they have the right attitude about things. Like, oh, George Springer, high fly ball to left field, and that is caught for the first out of the inning. Bottom of the inning for the Jays. Springer flies out to left field. Off the bat, like, every ball hit in the Rogers Center, you're going to get that cheer off the bat. Like, everybody's going to be, like, psyched about it because that's what you do. And then it dies in the outfield. So a little excitement off the bat there, but nothing much doing. Here's Addison Barger, who's got a 771 OPS on the season, 18 home runs, 0-1 in the count, 1 out there on Springer's out. 0-2 now on the count. Addison Barger at bat. Yeah, I'm just so happy that Shane Bieber is a Blue Jay. I want to pull up the details of that trade again, just so I can emphasize how much I do not care that you have to give up prospects to get Shane Bieber. There's a ball low slider, 1-2 on the count. Brandon Valenzuela. Oh, that's who the Guardians acquired. Shane Bieber from the Cleveland Guardians. Oh, that's who the Jays got back. Who did they give up? Oh, here it is. Guardians get Cal Steven. And, there's a strikeout. That was, like, are we okay with that pitch? Was Addison Barger ready? Oh, yeah. Peralta just went straight to the plate. A really quick delivery. I don't think Barger was ready at all for that strikeout. There's 2 outs in the inning. He just got one whipped by him. Peralta was just like, okay, I'm ready. Barger's in the box. I'm going to throw this fastball. He threw it right down the middle, and Barger was not ready. Yeah, Cal Steven. Not going to miss him because the Jays have Shane Bieber. Here's Vladdy at the plate, 1-0. 1-1 now. Fastball caught the bottom of the zone there. I know we got a lot of Leafs fans subscribed to this channel. How does everybody feel about the Mitch Marner interview that dropped? Is it too early? Is the bottom of the first inning too early to discuss Mitch Marner? It might be. It might be a little too early to discuss Mitch Marner. But we'll have plenty of that on the Steve Dangle podcast, which drops on Tuesday. We're back from vacation. It's 2-2. 3-1 on the count. There was a ball inside. 2 out. Vladdy's on a 3-1 count. Ball right down the middle. 95-mile-an-hour fastball down the heart of the plate is crushed by Vladdy. That'll be a barrel, but It's directly at the left fielder, and we have 3 outs on the inning. Over to the top of the second, tied 0-0, 0-0 on the score, on the box score. We got the best team in the NL playing the best team in the AL on a Friday night in Toronto. How fun. William Booth says, no Marner until next week, please. But Cold Shores says it's never too early. Like, there was no hockey news all August. We got McDavid stuff like a couple days ago. McDavid was at the Hockey Canada camp, and then they asked him, like, hey, where's your contract extension? And he's like, I don't have one yet. And then we got that for a little bit, but didn't feel like full-on news. And then the Marner stuff dropped yesterday, and then it felt like, ooh, hockey's doing stuff again, which was fun. We got a comment here from Man United fan 213 who says, good riddance. He treated all fans and media like we were the ones making the threats. Yeah, big thing about the Mitch Marner interviews. He talked about threats and people posting one person posting his address, but we'll address all of that on a later date. I might make a separate video for this channel in the next couple days about that little interview, just doing a reaction to it. Sherry says, how do you feel about Ottawa this year? Be careful what you say. Sherry, I actually think that Ottawa is going to build on what they did last year. I think the Senators are in a prime position to be there's a base hit to left field. Addison Barger trying to dive, trying to get that. But they got a man on first, the Brewers do. They start the inning with a base hit to left field past a diving Addison Barger. Shane Bieber. His no-hit bid is over. You know, people never reference the no-hit bids that are broken up this early. You know, they always thought, oh, we're in the 8th, there's no hitter, and they broke it up. But still, no hitters broken up. Oh and 1 on the count. 0 and 2. Sherry, to get back to your question, the Ottawa Senators, I think they got a lot to build on. They're a good young team, and I don't see them taking a step back from where they were. I think it's only you're going to maintain what they were last season or take a step forward. Like, the experience they got in the playoffs against the Leafs is invaluable. It's like the experience the Leafs got against the Washington Capitals back in 2018 when they made the playoffs there. But, like, Kachuk's a player who is only going to get better by stuff like that, like going through that war. And, like, Pinto's going to be a year older, and Griggs going to be a year older, and you're going to have, like, vets around those guys, too. And Sanderson's going to be a year older, and you expect all these young guys to take steps. You know, that's what... When you have a young team, that's your organizational expectation on them. You know, you're building around these young guys, and year after year, they'll get better until they mature. So I definitely think there's an opportunity for Ottawa to once again make the playoffs. And I don't think Boston's going to be good again. Like, I think Boston is kind of what they are right now. I don't see them bouncing back and having, like, the Boston of 2 years ago season. I think they're going to struggle again. So that playoff spot in the East is still there. I think New York's probably going to bounce back and get one. But I think Ottawa's got a shot at the playoffs once again. 2-2 on the count. None out. Man on first. Here's the pitch. It's high and fouled off. Sal Frelick. Very good hitter. He's fouling off a lot of pitches here. That was a cutter high up in the zone, 89 miles per hour. Shane Bieber with the 2-2 pitch. Low. Full count, 3-2. Let's see what Bieber can do here. Frelick once again. Oh, makes contact with that. Vladdy steals it. What a play. What a play by the Jays to turn that double play. Vladdy stabbing that ball, scooping it off of the ground, getting it over to Bichette, and then getting back to the base. Vladdy had never been the best first baseman. Like when they moved him over there, he struggled very early on when he moved over to first, and slowly and surely over the last couple years, he's become really good at that position. Like that's a hard play to make where you're going to your right, fielding that ball, getting it to second, going back to the base and not having the pitcher cover that, and you're playing it yourself. That's a fantastic play by Vladdy, and he's been so good at that position over the course of this entire season. He's really owned it. He's really become like a very good defensive first baseman. Like traditionally, if you go back to yesteryears, you stick your guy who like doesn't do anything, who just stands on the bag and catches it and touches him for the out. But here he's become an actually really good fielder. There's a base hit by Durbin. Schneider gets it into second. Caleb Durbin gets a hold of that ball. It's a long single, but Bieber's been pitching high in the zone so far in this game through these 1 2/3 innings. I wonder if he's gonna adjust there. Get the ball down a little in the zone. He's left a couple pitches high. I think intentionally. He's definitely going for swings and misses. But like pitches high in the zone scare me. And like you have results like that when you're daring the hitter and you're going high in the zone. Caleb Durbin, speedy player on first base there. Bieber threw over earlier before the first pitch of the count there. It's 0-1. So we'll see if he's going to steal this base. Big lead. Doesn't steal this time. 0-2. 2 outs here. Oh, 2 count, 2 out. See if Bieber can get out of this with no harm done. Here comes the pitch. Fouled. Fouled off. That is a changeup fouled off. It remains 0-2 in the count. Once again, 0-2 pitch, Shane Bieber. You can hear the Rogers Center crowd. Oh, there's another high pitch. That one's out of the zone. A fastball high. One more time, Bieber. 1-2 on the count. 2 out. There's a line drive. But thankfully, Nathan Lucas is right there in position to snag the ball in right field. It is 0-0. 2 hits on the inning for the Brewers. But the Blue Jays escape with no runs allowed. All right, commercial break. Mitch Marner talk? Is the middle of the second inning late enough for a full Mitch Marner breakdown? I'm gonna keep going back to that all night long. What inning is appropriate for a full dissertation on Mitch Marner? We had a comment here from James who said, "Don't blame him for feeling the way he did. Fan behavior was disgusting. The people threatening his family, I refuse to even call fans. Psychopath behavior. It's a game. People need to chill out." It's so true that, like, your point about, like, I don't even consider those people fans. You can't. Sherry says no for the Marner dissertation. Like, the outliers don't represent the whole. Like, it's unfair for him to characterize the entire Leafs fan base by the like few and far individuals who went way too far. Like, every group is going to have, any group this large is going to have bad actors. And in the Leafs fandom world, there are people who have terrible intentions, who go too far, and like they shouldn't be classified as like Leafs fans. Like, you're just a bad person. So those people, they don't get to join our Leafs fan club. So we'll keep them out. That wasn't fair to Mitch, but it's also not all Leafs fans. And Leafs fans don't claim those people. Every fan base that's this large has people like that. And those people don't represent the fan base as a whole. So that's all I'm going to say during the second inning. During the third inning, we'll get back to it. We got an 0-1 count right now, and Bichette, who wires a ball deep into right field. Is that gone? Oh, foul. Foul ball off the corner of the wall. Bichette almost puts one off the top of the wall. How close was that? Oh. That's like a wicked slice when you're playing golf. Like, I don't even know how he put that kind of curve on it. Bichette's so good at going with the pitches. Like, there's a reason this dude leads the league in hits. Wherever the ball is in the zone, he can go with that pitch and like take it in that direction. He has the most hard hit balls in baseball. They just had the graphic on the screen. Umpire has something in his eye. Uh-oh. I don't want to watch this. The umpire's getting his contact lens fixed, and they're like touching his eyeball. Does anybody have like the squeamies from things like that? From when like somebody's like touching an eyeball? Like, I can't watch that. Oh, they're doing eye drops now? I'm gonna turn this way. I'm gonna turn this way and chat with you all. The AL wildcard standings are up on the screen. Boston is the first place in the wild card. Yankees, after a good start to the year, have had a slow middle portion and are second in the wild card standings. Seattle has the third spot in the wild card. Kansas City, 3 games back. Okay, the eye stuff is done. I got a little bit of the heebie-jeebies seeing somebody's eye get touched. I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all. All right, back in the box is Bichette, who swings and misses on a nasty curveball by Peralta. Dang. 72. So much north-south on that curveball. Wow. Chelsea says, brand new to baseball. Would love any time you can give grade 1 level explainers chat or Jesse. Chelsea, that is so sweet. My heart. I love when people learn new things. I love when we get new viewers, new listeners, new fans. Like, that is awesome. Chelsea, yeah, I'll keep things simple for you. If you need anything, if you have questions, just drop them in the chat. Like this is a small community watching right now for tonight on this Friday night. So if you have any questions, we can do so many explainers for you, and we can keep it real simple if we need to go back on anything for you, Chelsea. Welcome. You've chosen a great team to root for if you are a Blue Jays fan. This is a fantastic year to get behind the Jays because I think this is real. I don't think this is a regular season fluke. I think this is a legitimate team that can go on a real run here in the playoffs. It's 2-2 in the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Varsho, and he pops it up in the infield. The catcher, Contreras, catches it for out number 2 of the inning. In the second inning, we have 2 outs, 0-0 on the score. No hits for the Jays yet. They're still hitless so far through 1 2/3. Here comes Alejandro Kirk, who's been like probably my second favorite Jay this season, maybe third. If I had to rank my favorite Jays, like Vladdy's number 1 always. Vladdy's the boy. Next is Barger, I think, just because of how young and fun Barger is. And it seems like anytime Barger gets to the plate, like it's a hard hit ball, it's a barrel. And then Alejandro Kirk, who rips one down the left field line, is all hustle, all heart. He's good at everything right now. He's unbelievable behind the plate, calling pitches. He's fantastic next to the plate, hitting the ball. That is a ball that's ripped into the corner, and this dude hustles. He knows his skill limitations around the bases, and he always puts in the work whenever he's out there. Alejandro Kirk, everybody, is having one hell of a season. That was a 108 mile an hour exit velocity double by Kirk. And there's a ground ball. Nathan Lucas grounds out. A man is stranded on second base. Alejandro Kirk, as Nathan Lucas grounds out to the shortstop. And we end the second inning tied 0-0. It's been a pitcher's matchup so far through 2 innings. Plenty of baseball to play. Plenty of Friday night to be lived. Coming up for the Jays in the bottom of the third will be Schneider, Jimenez, and Springer. Springer back at the top of the lineup. Cold Shore says holding on to Kirk, yeah, over Marino seems to be the right choice. I honestly, I didn't think like Alejandro Kirk would be this. I don't think anybody did. Like, I don't think anybody expected the hitting to be there. We all knew, like, he can be an exceptional defensive catcher. Like, he's going to call one hell of a game. He's going to be great behind the plate, all that stuff. Like, he was an all-star back in, was that 22 season? Alejandro Kirk was an all-star. So, like, he's been good for a little bit now. But the sustainable bat that he provides right now and that he is providing, like, after like a not so great 2024, I didn't expect him to get to this level and then like surpass what he has been in his career. Like, it's a career high in OPS. It's his highest batting average ever as well in a full season. His slugging is matching what he did in 2021 where he had a 436 slugging percentage. Now he's at a 424. So, like, the bat's been there, and then now it's, like, peaking. And it's awesome. It is awesome to see 11 home runs on the year. He's 3 off of his career high of 14. It's 0-1 on the count. Bieber on Perkins. Blake Perkins at the plate. Ball, 1-1. As mentioned earlier in the stream, we got the 2 best teams in baseball going head-to-head here. Best team in the AL, best team in the NL. One that just happens to be the Toronto Blue Jays, which is pretty darn cool. 1-2 on the count here. Let's see if Bieber can get another strikeout on the board. He's been pitching pretty good so far. There's Guerrero makes the snag, a bouncing ball, and he gets it because Bieber covers the bag. Nice play once again. Nice play once again by Vladdy. We talked earlier about his defensive abilities at first base. There's a nice little play again there on the chopper by Perkins. Going to his backhand. Shane Bieber doing the right thing, covering first base. Gets over there and makes the out. It's 1 out in the inning. A lot of injuries on the Brewers side of things. Monasterio, who's batting right now, 9th. He's a fill-in right now. One on the count here. Sherry says, Bieber is kind of like getting Austin Matthews in a trade. Yeah, if you try and put that in hockey perspective. Oh! Addison Barger snags a ball out of midair. A little bit of a hopsy-doodle-doo. Nice snag there by Barger. Little bit of a hop. He got airborne. That's a good snag. There's 2 outs in the inning. I'm a little worried about the hard hit balls on some of these Bieber pitches. Like I mentioned it before, he's been leaving some pitches a little high. That slider was in the middle of the plate. The slider that was hard hit there, that's in the middle of the plate, which you don't really like, but it led to an out. You know, if guys are hitting the ball, but they're hitting it right at the fielders, who cares? It's 2-1 right now. That was a fastball right off the edge of the plate here. And now it's 3-1 on the count. Bieber's losing this batter. I got to also, like, give Bieber some leeway here. Oh, swing and a miss. Fastball, 92. It's literally his second start back from Tommy John. Second start at the major league levels. He had the rehab down the minors. But, like, I can't be too critical about all of his placements. It's going to take a little bit of time. And who cares about his placements when that one's perfect? Who cares about the previous ones? 93 at the bottom of the zone. Fastball. Gets him looking. Gets Terang looking. That's strike 3 for Shane Bieber. Bieber fever. Saturday night. Another strikeout on the board for Shane Bieber. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. That's his 4th strikeout of the game. Jimmy Garcia. Oh, let me see if I point to it. No, that way. There we go. They announced today, as you can see the news on the screen there, he is having season-ending surgery. So here's some hope that we kind of thought was going to help the bullpen. We were all like, oh my God, they're getting Garcia back. They're getting Jimmy Garcia back. Like, it's going to be good. The bullpen that's been struggling is going to be fine because the cavalry is coming. And then they're like, okay, Garcia's been rehabbing for so long. He has I forget the thing that he has in his arm that they got to like fix. Let me just pull that up there. The Blue Jays confirmed that they'll be without one of their high leverage relievers for the season. This I'm reading directly from Sportsnet. Relief pitcher Jimmy Garcia will have surgery to clean up scar tissue in his elbow. That was it. And will be out for the year. Schneider said it sucks. It sucks for him. It sucks for us. But it's kind of just got to that point. He'll be ready for spring training, which is good. So we'll see how the recovery goes. But hopefully it's as normal as an offseason as he can have. But the plan is to be ready for spring. It's unfortunate because like it said there, he's a high leverage reliever. The Blue Jays haven't been the best out of the pen as of late. So you're losing a big piece. But when you think about how the playoffs work and how many starters they have, that I heard the crack of the bat. I want to make sure there's nothing there, but it's just 0-1 the count on David Schneider. When you get to the playoffs, like Eric Lauer is going to be in the pen, unfortunately. Like they have 6 starting pitchers. It's a 7-game series, might be a 5-game series, depending on like the wild card or however it goes. Like you're not going to be using all of these starters. Some of them are going to be out of the pen. So your pen isn't what it looks like in the regular season, what it's going to look like in the playoffs. You can use guys in different ways. So for that, I'm good. Getting to the playoffs, like they'll get to the playoffs. Like I'm not concerned about that either. Like they can play pretty like mediocre ball and still get in. You want to be playing your best, obviously. So it's the bullpen for me isn't like panic. It's not panic for me at the moment. Plus Hoffman, who has been a little up and down. Oh, there's a hard hit ball by Schneider, but it's foul. Has been when he's on. You just hope that in the high leverage playoff moments he's on, and he's on 100%. So that's my bullpen thoughts right there. I'm not worried. I'm chill on the bullpen. Chelsea says, "What's a reliever?" So Chelsea, explain to you a starting pitcher and a reliever. There's 2-2 on the count. Schneider fouls off another one. You have your starting pitchers. Those are the ones who start the game. They will pitch, like you're hopeful your starter can pitch like 6, 7, 8 innings of the game. And then your relief pitchers come in relief of the starter. So you have a bullpen, like there's a literal bullpen out there in right field where the Jays are, and you have 6, 7 relief pitchers there, and those guys pitch after the starting pitchers. And you have 5-man starting rotations. The Blue Jays right now have 6 starters, which is unusual. That's why I'm talking about it. But then you have the relief pitchers come in after the starting pitchers. So there you go. And James is also doing a little explanation there for you in the chat if you need that. But yeah, there you go, Chelsea. Thank you for being here on your maiden baseball voyage. I'm honored that I can help you on this trip. 2-2 on the count. There's a ball outside. 3-2. Let's see if Schneider can finesse a walk here. David Schneider's been great. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. Peralta gets him swinging. Whew. That was tough. That was 88, low in the zone. Like, that's just a tough pitch. Schneider had a good at-bat, 10 pitches. You strike out on a 3-2 changeup, 88 low. I don't know who's hitting that. I don't know what Major League player is hitting that consistently. 1-0 on Jimenez. Jimenez in the last week has displayed some power. Oh, swing and a miss there. Another swing and a miss. 1-2 on the count there. The Jays have some help coming back too. There's an update on Santander. possibly making his way back to the major league club. He started doing baseball-related activities. There's Jimenez striking out. Another swing and miss on that curveball. Was that 3 straight curveballs? Yeah, Jimenez just went curveball, swing and miss, curveball, swing and miss, curveball, swing and miss. Not great. Not great, but there's a reason he's hitting 9th in the order. And, like, you don't have Jimenez for his bat. You have him for that platinum glove ability that he has. Back to the top of the order Back to the top of the order for the Blue Jays. George Springer is up to bat. 1-0 on the count there. He did not go around. 2-0 on the count. The report on Santander was that he's partaking in full baseball activities this weekend, hitting on the field, running, and taking part in fielding drills. Schneider said that Santander would follow that routine all weekend as the Blue Jays hosted the Brewers in a showdown between the best teams in the American League, Major League Baseball. 3-0 now for Springer. Let's see if Springer's going to... I assume he's going to be looking all the way, but with 2 out, like, I probably give him the green light. Oh, did have the green light there. A fastball right down the middle. Springer just fouls it off. Woo! What a cut by Springer. Oh, ow. Springer hit on the elbow there, but it looks like it got him right in the padded area. That's why they wear those pads, is to protect themselves in those cases. That ball just ran in on him. Yeah, that got him right in the padded area. That's why you wear those elbow pads. Springer's on first base with 2 out. I'm going to guess Springer's going to steal a base here. With 2 out, why not take that risk? Get into scoring position for Barger here. If I was John Schneider, I would send him. Especially because Peralta's been throwing the curve and the change a lot lately. Maybe you can get a slower pitch here. Get a bit of a jump. Sherry says Springer ball magnet. Sherry's right. Springer has been hit a lot this season. Plus that concussion he had that kept him out. Like, brutal stuff. Let's see if I assume it's 1-2 on the count now. Might be a little too late in the count to get a stolen base here. That's a nice hit by Barger to stick with that low curveball. Fouls it off. 1-2 on the count there. We got Springer taking his lead at first. See if he still goes. Oh, we got a throw over. Clearly, Peralta thinks there's a chance he still goes. Pick-off attempt. Like, if you anticipate a curveball, another foul ball, fastball high in the zone. That was a tricky little sequence there by Peralta. Barger again. What do we got? Like, Springer, are you going? No, he's not going again. Springer should have been on the move already. I would have had him steal earlier in this count. There's been enough. It's 2-2. Peralta's pitched 51 pitches so far this game, Sherry. 51 on the pitch count. Ball outside. There was another pitch you could have stole on, but like Barger might finesse a walk here. Who you don't need Springer to steal here. Okay, 3-2. Springer's going to be on the move. 2 out. Is Barger going to get a... He steps off. Peralta steps off. He steps off the rubber. This is tense here in the bottom of the third. Springer's gone. Barger! Foul ball! Woo! You're welcome, Sherry. That's 53rd pitch of the inning for Peralta. His pitch count has run up there with these long at-bats by the Jays. James, we got to get to your loony dog question. 8 pitches in this at-bat. 9th pitch is a ball outside. What an at-bat by Addison Barger. 9-pitch at-bat. Fouls off a whole bunch. Great eye on the last one. That's a walk for Barger. Guerrero to the plate. Springer on second. Barger on first. 2 out. Bottom of the third. Guerrero. Ooh. That's a ball inside. Guerrero did not swing on that fastball. But Guerrero was ready to turn on that fastball. He was looking fastball. He got fastball. And good eye to hold off on it. There's a changeup, and that changeup's low. It's 2-0 in the count. What do we think? We think Peralta comes with a fastball here. Guerrero was taken. Oh my gosh. Guerrero was pulling up his pants mid-at-bat. Mid-pitch, I should say. And Peralta just quick pitches. Oh, and now we got a swinging strike by Guerrero. Robert says, no summer beard. Summers aren't for beards. You got to let yourself cool down during the summer. Summers are hot. Winters are for beards. Here's 2-2 pitch. Guerrero. Oh, he makes contact. He made contact. I thought it was just a swing and strike. He made contact. Made contact. Okay. Oof. Yeah, we probably expect like another change up here. Something off speed here. 2-2. Peralta's good with his accuracy. I assume he'll trust himself to throw like a change. He disengages here. Looks Springer's way. Springer's back to the bag. We're doing 2-2 again here. Guerrero, 2-2, 2 out, bottom third. Swing and miss. That is a strikeout on a curveball. Vladdy strikes out with a man on second and first. That is 5 strikeouts in the game for Peralta. Freddie Peralta is pitching pretty good game right now. Pretty good game, but the Jays are running up his pitch count, which is good. So hopefully he won't be in for very, very much longer. As I mentioned to Robert, Robert, Beard will be back in like a week. So don't you worry about it. That was the first real opportunity of the game there for the Jays. This one was always going to be tight. Like, Freddie Peralta is a good pitcher. Shane Bieber, Cy Young pitcher. This is always going to be a low-scoring game. It's always going to be a tight game, and so far it's lived up to expectations. Both pitchers looking real good. Only 3 hits in the ball game through 3 innings. We're going to the top of the 4th here at the Rogers Center on a Friday night. This is the first ever watch-along I've ever done for a Jays game. Like, this is my inaugural Jays watch-along. And it's a good time so far. And it will remain a good time. Because we are here for the good vibes. I don't have, like, my buttons. If you ever watch me do live streams, I'm, like, button mania. And I can, like, I press all my buttons. But on this setup right now, they're not set up. But they're going to be back for the next time we stream this. So make sure you are locked in on the channel for the next time we are here for a Jays game. I don't know which one we're doing next. Maybe Monday night? They play during the day on holiday Monday. Making the schedule right now with you guys. Monday might even be... let's see. Monday's a 1 o'clock game? What time is... Monday is September 1st, 1:10. That sounds like a good time. Little midday. 1 o'clock stream. Oh, there's a ball hit up the middle. Andres Jimenez gloves it. Throws out Contreras at first base. Well done. That was great positioning by Jimenez. They had him set up in the right spot on the infield. It was an easy play. 1 down in the top of the 4th inning. Shane Bieber on the mound for his second start as a Toronto Blue Jay. Christian Yelich at the plate. Yelich, who's having a pretty darn good season, as he usually does. He's hitting 26 home runs, 90 RBIs so far on the year, a 349 on-base percentage, and 812 OPS. Two and one on the count right now on Yelich. 3-1 now. The count on Yelich. He's getting away from Bieber. But Bieber's fallen behind a couple of times so far in this game and has been able to work his way back in the count. He gets the call there on the corner, 93-mile-an-hour fastball, a little high, maybe a little outside, but umpire says it caught the edge of the zone. Hello, Robert, who says he showed up late. Streaming plans. We'll be back on Monday. Monday, 1:10 Eastern. I think we got a stream on our hands. Hey, strike 3! Shane Bieber falls behind in the count. But no worries at all. Throws the slider. Barely. They just showed the little animation of the ball catching the, like, microscopic pieces of the zone. That's a strike 3 for Shane Bieber. 2 down in the 4th inning. He is wheeling and dealing. Brian says, let's go Brewers. I think you're the only Brewer fan in the chat, Brian. Welcome to enemy territory. 1-1 in the count right now. Andrew Vaughn's been having a good year, too. So many guys on Milwaukee are having good years. There's a ground ball. Addison Barger collects it. Takes a couple steps and throws it over to Vladdy at first base. And we have 3 outs In the top of the fourth inning, we are going to the bottom. Shane Bieber continues to have an electric start to his Blue Jays career. He's been so solid. Only 2 hits so far in the game, allowed 5 strikeouts. This is coming off his start a week ago where he allowed 1 run in 6 innings, struck out 9 batters. Bieber fever. I've been messing that up all night. Bieber fever is infecting the Rogers Center tonight on a Friday night. Let's take a look at the standings right now. Because the Blue Jays are sitting 3.5 up on the Boston Red Sox, who are playing the Pittsburgh Penguins. See that slip up? Pittsburgh Pirates right now in Boston. That's 0-0 in the bottom of the fourth inning, just like it is here. 0-0 Red Sox and Pirates. Oh, Paul Skeens is on the mound. So that might be that's good for us. That's good for Jays fans. Paul Skeens on the mound against the Red Sox. And then the Yankees. Let's check the Yankees. The Yankees are playing the White Sox, who are awful. So the Yankees, they'll probably win that, but it is the Yankees, so we'll see. But the Yankees are up 1-0 in that game. So right now, things are no real movement, we can tell so far. In the AL East standings, Jays up 3.5. Their opponents, one is up 1-0. The other is tied 0-0. So as we go deeper into the night, that AL East standing will make itself more clear to us as we get deeper into this game. It is 2-0 for Bo Bichette. James says, I knew Sid was good. Didn't know he was in 2 professional leagues in 2 different sports. Yeah. Pittsburgh Pirates great. Sidney Crosby. Crosby and Skeens, like, they did like a video way back when, right? I think. Oh, there's a fly ball by Bichette, and that's all it is. A high fly ball that is caught in right field for out number 1 in the inning. Bo Bichette flies out. I have beef I got to discuss a little because producer Drew, who works here at SDPN, was rather rude to me online today, talking about burritos versus burrito bowls. And like he took everything out of context. Drew tweeted, I'm currently arguing with Jesse Blake. He's trying to tell me burrito bowls are better than burritos, which personally for me, there's a foul ball. Varsho's down 0-2 with 1 out in the count, bottom of the fourth. Personally for me, I prefer burrito bowls over a wrapped burrito. That's how I like eating my burritos. I like eating them out of bowls. I think they're better. I prefer it. Oh, swing and a miss there by Varsho. That is a strikeout, 3 straight pitches, and there's 2 outs in the inning. That's the 6th strikeout of the game for Peralta. He's been doing his little, I'm going to pitch before the batter's ready thing a lot this game. That seemed like another one. 67 pitches in the game so far for Peralta. Alejandro Kirk is up at the plate. Last time he was up, he hit a double to the wall, hustled all the way like he always does. 11 home runs on the season, 792 OPS. Let's see what Kirk's got in him this time. Good eye there, taking the pitch low. 1-1 on the count. I got to get back to my burritos versus burrito bowl thing that Drew brought up today on the internets. But we will do that once we hit a commercial break here, going from the 4th inning to the 5th inning. Kirky's at the plate, and whenever Kirk's up, it could be electric. There's a ball outside. Great eye. Fastball off the end of the plate. The Blue Jays have been doing a great job running up the count in these at-bats. Let's see what Peralta's doing here. Doesn't quick pitch him. Oh, there's a squibbler to short. There is out number 3 in the inning. Kirk grounds out to shortstop. And we got something to discuss because Drew brought up this thing about burritos versus burrito bowls. And I personally believe burrito bowls are better. But if I were to just impartially say which one is more delicious, I would pick burritos, the one with the wrap. That's probably is better tasting to like 90% of people on earth. Like, I think a burrito bowl is a superior way to eat a burrito, but I'm not going to argue about the taste. I personally don't like that much like flour and tortilla wrap. I don't care for that much bread. I don't like that much bread with my food. But like the bread is like tastier than a bowl. Like he took me preferring burrito bowls and misconstrued it to me saying burritos are awful. And that's how he always takes these conversations. He always is able to manipulate these things and make it seem like, oh, look at what's happening. He's saying burritos are awful. Everybody go get them. And then everybody's calling me Bad Take Blake when they don't even understand the context of my take. Him tweeting that I think, oh, burrito bowls are better than burritos, completely takes away the context of why I personally prefer burrito bowls. I think they're a superior way to eat for me, but 90% of humans I recognize, and I'm probably in that same boat when I ate wheat and tortilla. So that's it. That's what I want to address online. I'm going to clip this and send it to him. That's what I'm going to do after this because he needs to see my actual full opinion and not his clipped out of context, hey, I'm producer Drew and I'm right tweet. So that's that. Back to the ball game. Bieber's on the mound to kick off the top of the 5th inning with a strike. 87 mile an hour cutter, bottom of the zone, lands in for a strike. There's the AL East standings there coming into tonight. It must really suck to be a Baltimore Orioles fan because like they had 2 good seasons. They had 20 years of bad baseball and then 2 good seasons, and then it looks like they'll be back to 20 years of bad baseball. 0-2 on the count there. Ball outside, Bieber. Like, I feel bad for Baltimore Orioles fans. Apparently their owner's not great either. Apparently he doesn't like spending money. Hey, strike 3! Shane Bieber strikeout. 6th of the game. Perfect on the outside corner. He's been getting that call all night. All night, Bieber's been getting that call on the corner. And if you're a batter for Milwaukee right now, you got to be aware of that. You got to be aware that, especially if you're a lefty, Bieber's going to get that call on the outside of the plate. The umpire has been giving it to him. He's been taking advantage of it. He's been working as an ace, and it's been fantastic to see as the Blue Jays struggle to get to Peralta. And there's a little bouncer to Shane Bieber, and he makes the out himself. Who needs infielders when you have your pitcher? Shane Bieber runs over, makes a little play, fields the ground ball, throws it over to Vladdy, and we got 2 outs on the inning. Very efficient inning so far for Bieber. I need some water. Two out now. That's Isaac Collins to the plate. And there's Bieber starting the count with a ball outside. Doesn't get the outside corner on that one. That's Bad TV says, how many fourth graders could you take on in a fight? Has somebody done that experiment? Like, has anybody used like AI or something to simulate that? Has that been done yet? Like, because they did the... Do you remember when everybody had the 100 humans against one gorilla, or like how many humans would it take to defeat a gorilla argument thing? Could 100 men beat one gorilla? Like, and then you see like all the AI simulations about that and all that stuff. Like, has somebody done that with the how many fourth graders could you beat up? I'm on the side of the humans, by the way. I think humans could take on a gorilla. There's Bieber again going to the outside of the plate. Gets the call once again. That was in the zone. 3-2. 2 out. Top 5. Oh, base hit. Collins gets a hold of one. Isaac Collins there. Ooh, nice swing by him to stay with that ball. That's low in the zone, probably out of the zone too. You know, if he takes that pitch, it's a walk anyways. And Collins is a good base runner. I could see him stealing a base early here in the count. Springer should have gone against Peralta. That all worked out with Barger getting the walk there, but maybe Milwaukee will be more aggressive on the base path because it looks like runs are in this game few and far between. It's not going to be easy to get runs in this game, so you might need to manufacture some with some good base running here. So let's see if Collins steals it. No, he's staying on this pitch, and that's inside by Bieber. 1-1 on the count. That was a fastball inside. We'll see if Bieber can get a strike here. He does. A little high. I didn't like the placement of that curveball. That curveball was not in a great place, but when you have command of your pitches and you're in a good sequence, it's okay. Oh, there's a good pickoff attempt. Did they get Collins? That was in a perfect position. Guerrero tagged him like right on the rear end as he was. Oh! Oh, no, they're not challenging. I thought Schneider was going to do the challenge it thing, but he did not. He was safe back at first. All right, let's regroup. 1-2, 2 out here. Collins looks like he wants to go. Doesn't go. This pitch, it's high. It's 2-2. Shane Bieber's need to take his time. He needs to take his time here. Make sure you got the right pitch here. He's had 6 strikeouts so far, 77 pitches. Knuckle curve there. It's hit hard. But it's right into the glove, and the Blue Jays get out of the inning. Well done, Shane Bieber. Well done, Nathan Lucas, catching that ball out in right field. Great job, Blue Jays, keeping this thing scoreless. Runs, as I said, are very hard to come by in this game. Hopefully the Jays can try and muster something up here. Who are they at coming up in the order here? Sorry, bring up the batting order. Oh, we got Lucas, Schneider, and Jimenez. We got the bottom of the order coming up. We got 7, 8, 9, and then we're back to the top. So let's see if the bottom of the order can get something going, and then you got the top of the order coming up, and you got Springer, Barger, Guerrero can drive in maybe the bottom of the lineup. I don't know. I'm optimistic about this 5th inning. Like we're going through the bottom of the order, and then we're going to get to the top for the 3rd time through the game. So it's either this bottom of the 6th or the bottom of the 5th here or the next inning. I expect some rallying from these Jays. They haven't been quiet with the bats lately. Like, when was the last game they had where they've been like really slow, like no hits, nothing going? And like, it's different because Peralta's a good pitcher, and like good pitchers are going to be able to make these lineups look cold. But I think they get something going here in these middle innings, like one of these innings here. And I think they need to get to Peralta before the Brewers can get to their bullpen is what I'm hoping for. Fingers crossed is what I am hoping can happen here as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Other Blue Jays news I haven't touched on yet because there was a signing by the Jays, and I was just going to bring up that article so we can all read it together and talk about how Jimenez, who they signed to a minor league deal. Oh, Nathan Lucas is out very quickly. Nathan Lucas, 1 pitch, is out. Cannot run up the score there on the first pitch. Yeah, Lil just out on the plate. Little knuckler just dies in front of the catcher, and Nathan Lucas is out. Sherry says, Pittsburgh series, their bats were quiet. That is true. In one of those games, they were playing, they did Facepall Skeens, so you kind of expect them to be quiet in that one. But yeah, that was a tough series in terms of getting the bats going. But after that, it's been pretty good. We had another question here from Tyson. Tyson says, in other sports like hockey or soccer, their greatest moments like goals, passes, and saves, but there's a collective greatest singular pitch ever. Like no pitch has been as good since. You mean like specifically for like pitchers? You mean like has there been a pitch that was so good that there's never been a there have been pitchers with incredible pitches that have defined their careers. So I think about Mariano Rivera and his cutter. So he was a closer for the Yankees for many decades. Many regard him as the best closer of all time. He threw like 2 pitches. Like honestly. Throughout his whole career, he threw a fastball and a cutter, and then he had like a 2-seam fastball. And his cutter was so good that even if you like know it's coming because he has like 3 pitches. Oh, there's a deep hit by Schneider. But is going to be caught deep in center field. That is a hard fly out, a deep one, but Schneider is out, and we got 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. Peralta is starting to roll here. He's getting through this order real quickly. I don't like that, but he is very good. So on the Mariano Rivera thing, there's that. Like they have pitchers throughout the centuries that baseball's been around. Oh, there's another fly ball. Jimenez flies out to center field, and that is the end of the fifth. After hoping and wishing that the Jays would get something going there in the bottom of the fifth, I will have to move my hopes and feelings over to the sixth inning as Peralta makes quick work of the Jays. 3 up, 3 down, very fast in the bottom of the fifth. So pitchers have had pitches that have like made them their careers. Sherry writes they're knuckleballers. Yeah, like Tim Wakefield, for instance, was a knuckleballer. He only threw a knuckleball. He like rarely threw a fastball. Every time he's throwing a pitch, it's a knuckleball. It doesn't mean it was invincible. Baseball is too, I think, difficult of a sport to ever be invincible on any level. Like no hitters ever hit like 600, you know? Like no hitters ever hit like 500. Like it's too difficult to ever be that. No pitcher has ever been undefeated forever and there's a pitch that nobody can hit. Maybe it'll happen one day. Like maybe a human will come along where he's so good at pitching and nobody can hit his slider, and that slider is the greatest slider of all time, has never been hit. But it's never happened in baseball. It's kind of just not how baseball is played. It's too difficult for on both sides of the plate for anybody to ever be perfect. But great question. Great question, Tyson. I love that. All right. So we're going here, top of the sixth. We're getting Shane Bieber back out there. He has not pitched deeper than 6 innings so far. He only had 1 start before this. This will be a second start. So we'll see if John Schneider and the pitching staff want to send him out there. Let's say this is a quick inning here in the 6th. If he can actually go out for a 7th inning, we will see how that goes. But first, I'm getting a little ahead of myself. He needs to make it through the 6th inning here. So Bieber, 3 hits so far, 6 strikeouts on the day against the Brewers. Only 1 hit for the Jays. 78 pitches thrown by Bieber here. Tyson says, thanks for the explanation. Like, Ovi has the goal against the Coyotes. I was hoping there was a version of the pitch. No, there isn't like a single, like a moment like that, like where there's like one pitch. There's moments in baseball, but like the moments you think about from like defining moments in baseball are from the hitter's perspective. Like the Joe Carter, for instance, his hit to win the 93 World Series. Like that's the home run that defines like that moment, right? It's always about the hitter coming through, and the pitchers don't really get those moments, which is kind of sad for the pitcher. But like, who cares about that? Like, they don't care as long as they won the game. But like, yeah, pitchers don't really get those moments. It's always about the walk-offs on the hitter's side that we remember, because offense is always more attractive than defense, and at the end of the day, pitching is defense. That changeup got away from Bieber there, went a little inside. We got 3-2 on the count, none out, 83 pitches, 84th of the night is hit well, out to left field, up into the Blue Jays bullpen. That is a solo home run for the Milwaukee Brewers. It is 1-0 Milwaukee, top of the 6th inning. That is the first run of the game. I was worried about that a couple times tonight, and then Bieber has pitched my fears away so far about him leaving those pitches up in the zone. And then Andrew Monasterio finally gets a hold of one and takes advantage of a slider that's left high in the zone, down the middle, and the Milwaukee Brewers go up 1-0. Now we got Turang up at the plate. We got the top of the order back up, and it's 2-2 right now. You're welcome, Sherry. 88 pitches on the night for Bieber. This will be his last inning with the pitch count that high and that home run allowed, and now a base hit. Diving there is Andres Jimenez. This one's down in the zone. Bryce Turang gets one right by Jimenez. Here comes Pete Walker out for a mound visit. As I said, I assume this will be the last inning for Bieber. Hopefully, fingers crossed, he makes it through this inning. Brendan Little is up in the Blue Jays pen where we just had a home run hit to. And we'll see, hopefully, maybe like double play and then another quick out and he gets out of this inning fast and then he's done for the night. But we got Turang on first. And we got Contreras at the plate. Let's see if Bieber can get a hold of this inning and limit the damage to that one run. Because it's not like the Blue Jays are going to be putting up a whole bunch of runs against Peralta, so we can't have the Brewers run up the score here. This is important. Important next couple batters here for Bieber. Turang is good on the base pass. A lot of these Brewers are. Oh, swing and a miss by Contreras. 0-1 on the count. Let's see if Bieber can get Contreras out here. 0-1. None out so far. 90 pitches on the night. There's a high fastball. Don't like that. I don't like these Bieber pitches up in the zone, but it's fouled off, thankfully. And it's 0-2. Let's see if Turang goes on this pitch. Uh-oh. Okay. Contreras looked real confident swinging that bat, but thankfully, it was just a fly out to left field to David Schneider. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. Brendan Little is still warming up in the pen. Here comes John Schneider. He is done with Shane Bieber. That brings an end to Bieber fever tonight in Toronto. 5 1/3 innings for Shane Bieber in his first career start at the Rogers Center. He finishes with 1 earned run, that solo home run this inning, 5 hits. The man on base is his batter. But not a bad second outing. Not bad at all. The Rogers Center crowd gives Shane Bieber a round of applause, a standing O, as Tyson says. And I think he earned that tonight in his second start since Tommy John. It was a solid outing against the best team in Major League Baseball. The 1 run, I'll take that every time. I wish he could have gotten one more inning through. I wish he'd been able to finish this 6th inning. But with the left-handed hitting Yelich coming to the plate, you want Brendan Little in there to face him for that lefty-on-lefty matchup. And hopefully we can trust Little to get out of this inning here. That's not a bad night at all for Shane Bieber. Sherry, the final total pitch count for Bieber is 92 on the night. 59 strikes. 92 pitches, 59 strikes. Not bad. You wish that pitch count could have been a little lower through 5 1/3, but I'll take a guy has Cy Young ceiling territory, who's still working his way back from Tommy John, who doesn't have all of his control yet. Like, we're asking Shane Bieber to peak in September. Like, that's what they're asking, right? Like, we all have perspective on that. We want Bieber to be at his best in September, October, I should say. October, so he's still working his way back. On the screen, you can see there, I always point the wrong way. Eloy Jimenez was signed today by the Toronto Blue Jays to a minor league deal. There you go. Right there. I don't think he's played any major league games this season so far he hasn't played any games at the major league level. I'll read directly here from Sportsnet. The Blue Jays are in agreement with Eloy Jimenez on a minor league contract that will bring the 28-year-old former Silver Slugger winner into the organization on a low-risk deal, an industry source told Sportsnet. Jimenez spent the first 6 weeks of the 2025 season with the Rays AAA team, where he had 278, 335, and 397. Those are slash numbers. 3 home runs in 40 games. He was placed on the minor league injury list with Achilles tendonitis in May, which led to a month-long absence, and then he got released by the Rays early in July. So, like, you got somebody who was good, 2-3 years ago? Eloy Jimenez was, actually really good. It's 2-0 on the count, by the way, Brendan Little. Falling behind early here on Yelich as he enters the game. 3-0. Oh, my goodness, Brendan. At his best, Jimenez has been a legitimate power source with 31 home runs as a rookie in 2019 with the White Sox. He last played in the major leagues in 2024 when he split time between the White Sox and the Orioles. You can see those stats on the screen right now. 6 home runs, 23 RBIs, 77 hits, 238 batting average. He had 626 OPS. So there's just some depth, they don't really need him. They got guys, but it's good to have depth. You can't have too many guys, especially when there's no limit on guys you can have, especially in the minors. Who cares? It's a good signing by the Jays. 3-2, ball low. Brendan Little loses the first batter he faces after entering the game. Christian Yelich walks to first base, and now there is a man on second, a man on first. Brendan Little in the game. 1 out. And we got Andrew Vaughn in the batter's box. Hey, Tim says, thanks for doing this. I don't get sports channels, so I appreciate every time you guys do any live watch-alongs. Hey, Tim, thank you for being here. We appreciate you watching along with us. Yeah, if we can be a source of entertainment, a source for your source for the game, that's what we're here for, right? That's why we're here hanging out. We just want to watch the game with you. Whether you're watching along or not, or just watching us, I'm glad that you are here tonight hanging out. It is 1-1 in the count right now. Andrew Vaughn versus Brendan Little. 2 men on. Little needs to really get a double play ball here. I'd love that. I'd love a good double play ball. Andrew Vaughn is a good hitter, though, so it will not be easy. But it's 1-2 in the count. 1 out. Here comes the pitch. Ball low in the dirt. Great block by Alejandro Kirk. Kirky, always defensively sound behind the plate there. Like, that's a very good play by Kirk. They're showing the replay right now of him blocking this ball in the dirt. Fantastic stuff to recognize that ball is going to be low, to pop up after blocking it. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Once again, Kirk has to block a ball in the dirt. Brendan Little has been bad since he has entered the game, and it is not fun. What is happening? This is his second batter. He walks the first one, and now it looks like he might lose Andrew Vaughn. It's 3-2. Here we go. Payoff pitch. Base hit into left field. The Milwaukee Brewers. Turang comes around to score from second. The Milwaukee Brewers go up 2-0 in the game. That was a nice piece of hitting by Andrew Vaughn. He hits a sinker. That was down in the zone. It was a strike. It was a good hit ball. He was able to hit it to the left of Bichette into left field. And the Milwaukee Brewers bring around the runner from second to score. They now have a runner on first and a runner on second again. And Frelick shows bunt but pulls it back on the strike one by Brendan Little. Sherry says, relief is making me so nervous. Yes. The one point of contention for the Toronto Blue Jays so far this season has been the relief pitching. It has not been spectacular so far these last couple of weeks, and Brendan Little is not helping right now with this performance out of the pen. I would have rather you left Shane Bieber with his high pitch count in there than get this out of Brendan Little, who steps off the rubber. Calls time after he looks off the runner at second. Here's Frelick once again in the batter's box. Brendan Little throws the 0-2 pitch, and it's low. Not too low. It's a knuckle curve. 86 miles per hour, a little low. All right, 1-2 pitch, 1 out, and that is a strike 3 by Brendan Little, right down the middle. Knuckle curve. All right. That's something. He been throwing that curveball in the dirt a whole bunch. And here comes John Schneider, who recognizes that Brendan Little doesn't really have it. And I think we have a right-handed hitting Durbin coming up to the plate. Yeah. So we're going to have another pitching change here by the Blue Jays. We're going to a commercial break. The Blue Jays are once again going to the pen. Not the best outing by Little. Faces the minimum 3 pitchers. He strikes out 1, walks 1, and allows a RBI single to another. It's not the best performance. And now we will see what Louis Varland can do out of the pen for the Toronto Blue Jays. John Schneider is asking for Louis Varland to come in and finish off the top of the 6th here. Thankfully for the Jays, though, in the bottom of the 6th, they have Springer, Barger, and Guerrero coming to the plate. And we'll see what they can do with their at-bats. I wonder if Peralta is going to stay in the game. Freddie Peralta, starting pitcher tonight for the Milwaukee Brewers. I wonder if he's going to remain in the game when we reach the bottom of the 6th. Because he's been sitting for a while now. And he is at, what's his pitch total for the night so far? 80 pitches. You know, he's only pitched 5. I would leave him in. I would leave Freddie in there. If I'm the Brewers right now, I'd probably leave him in there. He's pitched well. Like, no reason to take him out, really. So we'll see what Louis Varland can do. Sherry says, do you think Louis Varland sucks, Sherry? Is that your opinion? Is that your hot take for the night? In his last 5 games, Louis Varland has given up a run in every single one of them. But he is a hard-throwing relief pitcher. Like, Louis Varland can reach 100 if he really rears back and throws it. Let's see what he's got against Durbin. 0-2 real quick. That's what we're asking for. 0-2. Gets ahead real quick. That last fastball was 99 miles per hour. That's what you're asking for out of Louis Varland. Come out of the pen. Throw your fastball as hard as you can. And get some strikes. Now we got a ball on the knuckle curve. Let's see what else. Let's see what he's got now. I assume he's going back to the fastball. It's a fastball at 100. Fouled off by Caleb Durbin. This was never going to be an easy game. Like, the expectation couldn't have been you come in here. There's a ball. Ball in the dirt. You couldn't have come in this game and be like, okay, it's going to be an easy win. We're facing like the Rockies or the White Sox or anything like that. And this is the best team in Major League Baseball. But if you're the Blue Jays, and if you're a Blue Jays fan like I am, you want the Blue Jays to be able to show up against the best team and not just hang in there, but like come away with the victory. Like, this is the litmus test, right? Like, the expectations can't be that it's not going to be a close game, but you want them to win. Like, you want them to walk away with this being like, look what we did to the best team. Like, we're just as good as anybody in baseball. Oh, no. There's a base hit by Caleb Durbin into right center field. It was a pitch in and high, and he takes it the other way over Andres Jimenez into right center. Yelich comes around from second all the way to score, touches home plate. It's 3-0 for the Milwaukee Brewers. And Louis Varland, who Sherry says sucks, is correct. Sherry is correct about her assessment because that's 6 straight games that Louis Varland has allowed a run in a relief appearance. That is unacceptable for your relief pitching. Oh my gosh, Addison Barger ends up in row number 1 trying to get a ball in foul territory. Almost catches it, goes flying into the fence, into the netting, lands in some popcorn. Addison Barger is okay. He gets up and he walks away. He's just hanging out in the netting. They pull him up, and he gets back in the field. Here comes the 0-1 pitch by Louis Varland, who allows another base hit down the line. Vaughn, who was on second, goes around third, scores. Durbin, who was on first, makes his way all the way from first to home. That's 2-run double by Isaac Collins. He rips one down the line in right field, right along the foul line. Bounces against the wall. Blue Jays relay it in, but not until Collins gets a double, brings in 2 runs, and the score here with 2 out in the top of the 6th is 5-0 for the Milwaukee Brewers. Dalton Varsho catches a Perkins pop fly to center field. Blake Perkins pops up to center field, and the Blue Jays end the inning. That was a horrendous inning. It is 5-0 for the Milwaukee Brewers. Tyson says, this got real stinky real quick. I don't feel relieved from this pitching. Nope. Not at all, Tyson. Not at all. That was not a fun experience from the Blue Jays bullpen. That wasn't great. That wasn't great at all. We're going to send out a tweet that says, watching the Blue Jays bullpen is not a fun experience. It's not. I'm disappointed that on our Friday night, on Bieber Fever Friday, we get this type of performance out of Brendan Little and Louis Varland. I want to pull up his game log right now, Varland, because it is something to behold. So Varland so far tonight, he allowed, was that 3 runs to him? I think it is. No, only 2. I guess only 1 is Varland's run. 2 are going to account for Brendan Little, and then 2 for Bieber. But Louis Varland in his tonight, he allowed 1 run against the Brewers. Minnesota, he allowed a run to come in. Versus the Marlins, he had 2 come in. Versus the Pirates, he had 2 come in. Versus the Rangers, he had 2 come in. Versus the Rangers again, he had 1 come in. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 straight starts allowing a run. So now it's about, okay, how do we crack Freddie Peralta, who's a fantastic pitcher and who they haven't been able to hit all night, but it's the 3rd time through the lineup, which is, as we know, where hits start to come. You know, it's like, okay, we've seen the pitcher a couple of times. Now we're getting through the 3rd time. We're kind of solving him. I'm going to tweet that Louis Varland has allowed a run in 6 straight relief outings. Not great. Let's see what George Springer's got up his sleeve here. 2-2 in the count. None out. He was hit by a pitch earlier. Tyson, who is remaining positive in the chat as George Springer strikes out swinging on a nice pitch by Peralta. Tyson says, the comeback is on. I've got a fever, and the only prescription is 6 Blue Jay runs. I'm with you, Tyson. I'm hoping for it. We'll see if it happens. 5-0 for the Brewers here. Bottom of the 6th, 1 out. Addison Barger's coming to the plate. Got a bit of a delay. I think some umpire's fixing his mask. Barger walked earlier. And he was out earlier. He's 0 for 1. 0 and 1 on the day. 0 and 1 on the count as well. 1 out. Ball low. 1 and 1 now. They're showing Justin Brule warming up for the Blue Jays. He'll probably come in to replace Varland, who probably shouldn't be pitching for the Jays anymore. We got Barger in a 1-2 count, 1 out. Oh! Hard hit foul ball into the second deck. Barger got a hold of that ball. It looked like a half swing, too. He just got way out in front of it. Oh, no, that wasn't a half swing. That was a full swing. Just way out in front. But he got a lot of that ball. Unfortunately, it's foul, and then he strikes out for Peralta's 8th strikeout of the night. A curveball outside part of the plate. Barger swings right through it. And that is out number 2 of the inning. Guerrero's up. I would have liked to see him attack that first pitch. That was a curveball in Vladdy's wheelhouse, that first pitch of the at-bat. And then it's a low change for the second pitch of the at-bat. We got a little bouncer to the third baseman. Vladdy's running hard trying to beat it out, but can't do it. And Peralta retires the Jays 1-2-3 in the 6th inning. He is currently pitching a 1-hitter against the Blue Jays. They've only been able to muster up 1 hit so far this entire game. They've had a couple guys on through like walks and that sort of stuff, but 1 hit is all the Jays got through 6 innings. We're going to the top of the 7th. We'll see who they bring in to pitch. Because I think Varland's probably done for the night. The relief pitching will be a topic of discussion for the Jays for a long, long time now as we close out this season, head towards the playoffs. Look at the AL East standings, which are right here on your screen there. I can kind of touch it. 3.5 games up the Blue Jays are on the Boston Red Sox. They are 4 games up on the Yankees. Let's take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard for tonight. The Yankees look like they're going to get a victory over the lowly Chicago White Sox. The Yankees are up 5-0 in the bottom of the 5th inning. And if we go over to the Red Sox and Pirates game, the Red Sox are losing 3-2, which is good for the Toronto Blue Jays. How did Paul Skeens pitch tonight? 6 innings for Skeens, 1 earned run. I assume the other run was an error. Yeah, it looks like 1 unearned run as well. So 2 runs allowed, 7 hits, 6 innings for Skeens there. That's his pitching line. 95 pitches on the night. limiting the Red Sox to 2 runs. So the Blue Jays fans, we should all be thanking him for that performance tonight. Hopefully the Pirates can hold on here to their 3-2 lead. They do not have the best relief pitching like the Jays. So we will see if the Red Sox, who are on a, I think, 5-game winning streak. Yeah, they're 7-3 in their last 10, but I think overall they've won 5 in a row. The Red Sox have. So we'll see if they keep that winning streak alive. And yeah, I think the Yankees will, if the Jays don't come back here tonight, the Yankees will gain a game on the Jays and get within 3 of the AL East. But there's plenty of baseball to be played. Brule is in for the Blue Jays in relief. The lefty Brule is on the mound as he pitches here. 1-2. And we get a strikeout. Beautiful. We get a strikeout to open the 7th inning. Justin Brule so far this season. Let's just pull up some of his numbers here. I want to pull up his game log. Just see how it was recently. Yeah, the outing in Minnesota was a good outing. No runs allowed in 1 1/3 innings there by Justin Brule against the Twins a couple days ago. And then he had a walk against the Twins in 2 innings pitched, but no runs again. And then that Baltimore game where he did allow a run, a home run, and a walk. But last 2 outings have been solid. Sherry, are you saying goodnight? I will say goodnight to you if this is it. Sherry says, thanks for a fun night, Jesse. See you Monday. See you then. Terang here gets a base hit off of Brule. Right up the middle. Not right up the middle. Little into right center there. Gets a low pitch. Follows it right into the field. Single there. And Brule throws over to Guerrero. Chelsea writes, next question, if y'all are still up to educating me. What does it mean to score/walk on an error? So it sounds like you know what an error is. Pause that for a second. Contreras hits a double. Yeah, he makes it cleanly into second base. We got Terang going from first to third. Even though he stutter steps, he makes it all the way. Terang makes it all the way from first to third. We got a man on second. We got a man on third. The Milwaukee Brewers are cooking again. There's only 1 out in the inning. Justin Brule is up against Christian Yelich. Dang. This has not been a good game for the Blue Jays. Oh, Chelsea's asking, what's an error? So an error is when a fielder makes a mistake on a play that the official scorer deems he should have made. There's a great play by Andres Jimenez. The run scores. But I got excited by the nice play by Jimenez. Let's recap what happened on that hit. So Christian Yelich hits a hard hit ball to Jimenez. He makes a very good play, gets down on one knee, scoops the ball up. But while that happens, Terang bolted for home. He was on third. He scores on the ground ball out from Yelich at first. Milwaukee scores another run. That's 6-0 on the board for the Brewers. The runner at second remained at second. Yelich is out for the second out of the inning. Brule allows a run in this inning on that out. There you go. Let's get back to Chelsea's question. An error is when a fielder makes a mistake on a ball that the official scorer deems he should have caught or made a play on. Here's another hit by the Milwaukee Brewers. It's 7-0. Oh, no. Oh, no. That's Andrew Vaughn singling to right field, bringing home the runner on second. Brule now allows another hit with 2 outs. There's 2 outs. And that 2-out hit allows a run to score. It is 7-0 for the Milwaukee Brewers. Chelsea. The official scorer can give a player an error when he should have made a play and he doesn't make that play. So if there's a ground ball going to him and it's like an easy ground ball and he misses it, they'll give him an error. And then that run that reaches base will not count towards the pitcher's earned run average, which may be a little too ahead for where you're learning. But pitchers, one of the stats that we use to judge how good a pitcher is earned run average. And that won't count towards that because that should have been an out. So that's an error. Robert says, geez, you leave for a few to put the little to bed and all hell breaks loose. Yeah, this has been a very, very quick turnaround for the Brewers, who couldn't get anything going, just like the Jays couldn't get anything going. And then in the span of 2 innings, have opened the floodgates wide open. They've made it 7-0 in 2 quick innings, 1 and 2/3 innings, really, because we haven't finished this inning yet, and it's 7-0. There's a strikeout by Brule to finish the inning off, but not before the Brewers make it 7-0 on the night. 7-0 for the Brewers. 11 hits allowed by the Jays pitchers tonight. It's not great. Spoils was a pretty good outing by Shane Bieber, but he came out a little early, and you can't trust this pen when you go to it. You can't trust this Blue Jays bullpen. These relief pitchers have not been good as of late, and they are struggling right now. And the bats are dead. Like, regardless of how many runs the Blue Jays allow tonight, you can't win a game when you don't score any runs, and the Toronto Blue Jays have not scored any runs tonight, and that's because of a fantastic pitching performance from Freddie Peralta so far tonight. He's been on his A game. It's been fantastic stuff from him. And we'll see if now, with Bichette, Varsho, and Kirk coming to the plate, if they can make something of this game right now. I was hoping on the night of our first Blue Jays watch along on Bieber Fever Friday night at the Rogers Center, when it's all in night mode and they're wearing the night mode jerseys, that we would have an electric victory to talk about. But Freddie Peralta, who's out of the game now, Aaron Ashby in relief. Hopefully, maybe that's great for the Jays. Maybe getting rid of Freddie Peralta is the key to getting these bats going. Ashby is a hard-throwing pitcher. He's going to get close to 100 when he's throwing that fastball. But oh, that was a nice pitch. Great curveball. I was going to say, but when they're throwing hard, you just hit it back hard at them the other way. But I don't know if the Blue Jays have that in them tonight. Hopefully they do. Fingers crossed. There's still 2.5 innings to play. Bichette at the plate! Is that the beginning of something good? A base hit the other way for Bo Bichette in between the first and second baseman. He takes the ball on the outside corner and goes with it, as Bo Bichette does, because he is a very good hitter. And he does that all the time. He's able to go with pitches to where they are pitched. And he directs that thing in between the first and second baseman into right field for a single to open up the bottom of the seventh inning. And with none out, Dalton Varsho is at the plate, hopefully to get this rally going. As James pointed out, the Jays did get a hit, only their second hit of the night. Varsho with an ugly swing to make it 1-1 in the count. Let's see what we can do here. Blue Jays. Oh, back-to-back ugly swings. Back-to-back ugly swings by Dalton Varsho. Curveball. Right in the dirt. Swinging through it. 1-2. Ashby to the plate. Varsho watches a high pitch go by him for the second ball of the count. And we have now a 2-2 count. And Varsho is hit by a pit. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. Oh no. Oh. Dalton Varsho was just hit on the hand by a pitch by Ashby, and he was in some serious pain. Uh-oh. He does not look okay. I hope there's nothing broken. I hope it's just like a really hard bruise or something like that. Ugh. Dalton Varsho has been so injured this entire season, and seeing him back in the lineup has been so awesome. Like, it's so tough. Like only 47 games so far played this year. Battling injuries. He gets in the lineup. He's been electric in center field. And then you see something like this and you're like, why Varsho? Of all the guys. The guy who's worked really hard to get back in this lineup and play well. Especially out in center field. And ow. Ow, ow, ow. They are going to take him out of the game. Yeah, that's the right move. Even if you think it's not broken or anything, Precautionary. You need Varsho ready for the playoffs, not for August 29th. Ow. Right off the pinky. So he's swinging and it just bounces off right off the nub there. And it hits him right in the pinky. You see his pinky move. Ow. And that fastball was 96.9 miles per hour. Varsho took 96 miles an hour off of his pinky. Miles Straw is on first for Dalton Varsho. And lost in all of this is that the Jays do have a man on second and a man on first base with none out. And Alejandro Kirk at the plate. And he has a 2-0 count. You know, best case scenario for that. Oh, 3-0 now. Ashby's can't get a ball over the plate now. Oh, they're showing the replay of Varsho just showing all of his emotions, screaming, dropping an F-bomb right into the camera. That's a tough. Oh! Alejandro Kirk in a 3-0 count is thrown a ball inside, and the umpire calls it a strike on what was clearly ball 4, a sinker inside. The Blue Jays cannot catch a break tonight. There is ball 4 on an extra pitch. Bases loaded for Nathan Lucas. None out. This is the rally we've been hoping for. Can the Jays get some runs here? The Brewers might be bringing in Shelby Miller. No, Ashby's staying in there. Ashby's going to stay in to face the left-handed Nathan Lucas. So it'll be lefty on lefty. Let's see if the Jays can get something going here. James says the ump thought about calling that a strike, then changed his mind. Yeah, he tried to call that next one a strike too on Kirk. Couldn't bring himself to do it. But we got a potential rally here for the Jays. Bases loaded, none out. Ashby still on the mound. Nathan Lucas at the plate. Ball outside to start the at-bat. Let's see what we got here. Ball in the dirt. Nobody's coming home. The catcher gets to the ball. Contreras is able to pop up from his stance and retrieve the ball in the dirt. Ashby cannot throw a strike right now. There's no reason for the Jays to swing at a single pitch. Since Ashby has hit Varsho, he hasn't thrown he threw one strike that wasn't a strike. That's not a strike either! A ball low is called a strike. Ugh. That ball could have been called inside. This is crazy. This umpire's got a huge zone tonight. I don't like these called strikes. Here's Ashby again. Strike 3. Nathan Lucas strikes out. So much potential in that at-bat. 2-0 in the count. Bases loaded. None out. And Nathan Lucas strikes out. That's not pretty. That is not pretty at all. Davis Schneider here fouls off the first pitch. It was a sinker, 98. Ashby still has not had solid control since hitting Varsho. There's another ball in the dirt. You got to just hope, like, best case scenario, Varsho bruise on the pinky, misses like a week, and that's it, you know? It's like, okay, he's just got hit hard, but it's bruised, nothing broken, nothing fractured, just hurt a lot. You know, like when you stub your toe? You hope it's like a stub toe is what it was for Dalton Varsho, getting that 96-mile-an-hour fastball off of the pinky. Like, you really hope he doesn't miss any significant time here with anything broken. So we'll see after the game if we get some sort of update from the Blue Jays on what the injury is to Dalton Varsho. I don't know if we'll get anything today. Maybe when Schneider talks. It's 3-1 on the count for Davis Schneider. A walk brings in a run. 4 balls here brings in a run with the bases loaded. It's as good as a hit. Ashby can't find the zone, so we'll see what happens on this. And it is a base hit by Davis Schneider. It's going to bring in 1 and 2. Miles Straw gets home from second. That is a 2-run single by Davis Schneider. We got a man on second, a man on first. It's 7-2 for the Brewers. The Blue Jays finally wake up their bats and break through with a Davis Schneider single in between the shortstop and third baseman. Beautiful. Andres Jimenez now to the plate, and he looks at strike number 1. Jimenez fouls off the second pitch. It is 0-2 in the count. 2 men on. 0-2 count. Bottom of the 7th. 7-2 Brewers. The Dome is open in Toronto. Beautiful night in Toronto. Ashby with the 0-2 pitch. Jimenez hits it to the second baseman. Second to second base to first base. That is a double play. Andres Jimenez grounds into a double play to end the inning. That is the end of the rally. Only 2 by the Blue Jays there. A disappointing end with the bases loaded and none out to only come away with 2 runs there. Andres Jimenez, it's your number 9 hitter, but you'd hope you could get a little bit more there. I hope Varsho doesn't have anything broken there. That's not pretty. That is not pretty stuff. Let's check in with the out-of-town scoreboard to see if the Jays are still maintaining their lead in the standings, pending the results of all the games, obviously. The Yankees are up 5-1 on the White Sox, so the Yankees could gain a full game on the Blue Jays tonight if Blue Jays can't come back from 7-2 down in the top of the 8th here. And in the Red Sox game, the Pirates are up on the Red Sox in Boston 4-2 in the bottom of the 8th. The Red Sox have one man on first base with one out, but it's a 4-2 lead for the Pirates, which is great. So it looks like the Jays won't drop anything to the Red Sox if that score holds, but they will drop a full game to the Yankees if that score holds there in Chicago. And this one stays the same in Toronto, but there is still some baseball to play here tonight. I'm not going to say a lot because there is not a lot with 2 innings left. But we will see if the Blue Jays can rally in the bottom of the 9th, or in the bottom of the 8th. But first, we have to take care of the top of the 8th as Tommy Nance has come in to pitch for the Jays. Only 17 appearances so far this season. There's the AL East standings there on your screen. You can check in there. So looks like the Yankees will go to 3 games back, move ahead of the Red Sox in the wild card race. They're going to pass them. They'll be a half game ahead of the Red Sox for the first wild card seed, and 3 back of the Jays for the American League East title. This coming into tonight, if you tuned in halfway, if you've been here the whole time, this game is a litmus test for the Blue Jays. This is the best team in the National League. This is the best team in Major League Baseball in the Milwaukee Brewers, and the Blue Jays are the best team in the American League. The Blue Jays do a great job feasting on the opponents and beating up on the teams that they should beat up on, but they have not had a lot of chances against the top tier of Major League Baseball. So tonight, going up against the Brewers, you're like, I really want them to show what they're made of in this series. And it's game 1 of 3. It's 1 of 3. Like, we can... It's not panic time. You can win Saturday. You can win Sunday and take care of business. There's a strike 3. Nance gets the first batter of the inning on a called strike 3. Gets him looking. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. So it's game 1 of 3. You can win Saturday, win Sunday, still win this series. And that's what you want to come away with here against the Brewers. You want a series victory. You don't care for the sweep. It's not the Rockies. The Rockies, you got to sweep. The White Sox, you got to sweep. The Brewers, you're looking to show the entire league that you can beat the top team. So you drop this game. It's not the end of the world, but I want the Jays to come back and take the game Saturday, take the game Sunday. That's what I'm asking for here. If they do end up not coming back here in the bottom of the 8th or bottom of the 9th. 1-1 in the count. Robert says, Mariners and Jays are 1-2 in wins against 500 or better teams. So Jays have taken care of business against everybody. To Robert's stat there, like 500 teams and like 500 teams is a good little bar. But yeah, they have done their thing against teams that are high up in the standings. But I'm just asking them to show up for this test here. That's what it comes down to. So 2-2 here in the count. 3-2 now. 3-2 Nance against Collins. 1 out in the top of the 8th. Let's see if Nance can strike out 2 batters here on 3-2 counts. He does not there. It's a foul ball. We'll reset and do it one more time. Robert says 0 for billion against the A's. Thanks for hanging out here tonight, everybody. Still hanging out during the 7-2 ball game on a Friday night at 9:30 on a Friday. Chelsea, who's learning the game of baseball and has been hanging out for a large portion of tonight, says this one feels really stupid question, but what does top and bottom mean? So if you look at the way a box score, like the way the score in baseball is, you can see like there's a top and there's a bottom. You're literally referring to the top of the inning and the bottom of the inning. So this right now is the top of the eighth. So it's the away team is batting in the top at the top of the inning, and then the road team bats in the bottom. So that's how it always works. And you start the game, the home team gets to pitch first, and the road team bats first. So in baseball, there's always a home field advantage built in because it's more advantageous to bat second because you know like what your opponent has done offensively, and then you kind of can match it in the bottom. So that's kind of how they dictate who goes first and second in baseball. So they always have the home team bat second and the road team bat first. So that is the top of the inning, the first part of the inning, and then the bottom is the second half of the inning where the home team bats. So right now we're in the top of the eighth, and it's 0-2. Nance lost his batter. He walked him. 1 out, man on first. 0-2 count here to Perkins. Strike 3! Right down the middle for Nance's second strikeout. 2 out, 7-2 on the scoreboard. That was a nasty curveball by Nance there. Tommy Nance has been... I like Tommy Nance's stuff. Tommy Nance is good stuff. He's got a good repertoire of pitches. Big too, 6'6", 235. Blake Taylor says, who is this infant and what has he done with the real Jesse Blake? My beard will be back in a week. Don't worry. It takes so much if I want to keep up clean shaven. So I just shave it and then it's like, oh, a week has passed and it's back. So don't you worry about bearded Jesse. He'll be back on your television screens any moment now. 2-0 here. Nance. Let's see what he does with this 2-0 pitch. Finally gets a strike over. 2-1 in the count. Isaac Collins is stealing, and he successfully steals second base. Tommy Collins. Nance... Tommy Nance and Alejandro Kirk don't throw down, but Jimenez almost fooled Collins. So Jimenez tells Collins that it was a foul ball and to go back to first base. And then Collins takes a step towards first, and Jimenez is laughing And he almost fooled him. Oh, now we have a pass ball. Oh, wild pitch by Tommy Nance gets past Alejandro Kirk, and now Collins is on third base after he was just on second. So that was funny little games by Jimenez there. And then we have some not so fun games with Tommy Nance throwing a wild pitch. Man on third, 3-2, 2 out. Can Tommy Nance get another strikeout? No, he does not. It's hit to Barger, who makes a nice play across the diamond. Vladdy with the very nice glove play. Catches it close to his body. Beautiful little catch and throw by Barger. Great scoop by Guerrero. Nice third out to the inning. No damage done there in the top of the eighth. Remains 7-2 for the Milwaukee Brewers in this game here. Blue Jays are running out outs. They only have 6 outs left to try and make this thing a game. We'll see if they can do it here. Keeping my eye on these out-of-town scoreboards. We're now in the 9th inning in the Pirates-Red Sox game, 4-2 for the Pittsburgh Pirates. So they just need to hold on here for 3 more outs. Are they? Yeah, 3 more outs here. We're in the bottom of the 9th. Red Sox are at the plate. And we just need 3 more outs so the Blue Jays do not drop a game to the Red Sox. But the Yankees still in the 6th inning there. Up 7-1 now on the White Sox. Thank you for hanging out here tonight. Everybody who stuck through this whole thing, if you've been coming in and out, if you'd just here right now for this end of this baseball game on a Friday night. I was hoping Bieber fever would bring some good luck to the Jays and this watch along, but so far we don't have it. Now we have Shelby Miller in for the Milwaukee Brewers in relief. And we have a swing and a miss by George Springer. The Blue Jays they do have the top of the order here. We got Springer, Barger, and Guerrero due up in this inning. So if you ever wanted a rally, you have the right people at the plate to get this thing done. Let's see if Springer can get this rally going. The Jays will need at least 5 runs in these next 6 outs to extend this game. That's a ball low. The battle between the best 2 teams, the best team in the AL and the best team in the NL, it lived up to expectations with the starting pitching for sure. It's just when the Jays got to the bullpen, it kind of just opened up. But the starting pitching matchup was fantastic. All right, James here with a very astute observation. James says, would you really be a Toronto broadcast if you didn't experience a loss during your first stream? It's a rite of passage. I feel like that's on point, knowing how Toronto sports usually work out. That's a strikeout by George Springer. Oh no, it's a walk. Hey, okay. I thought that was a strikeout. Missed the walk. Well done, Springer. Get over to first base. Get Barger to the plate. Who then lines out on a great play by Frelick. Oh, Barger with a long line drive out to right field. I wish that thing got down a little earlier. Frelick, beautiful diving catch there. Well done by Frelick out there in right field. And Barger is out. Springer made it back to first base. Vladdy is now at the plate. 7-2, 1 out. Let's see if Vladdy can get on base here. Oh, all night this umpire has called just very questionable strikes. And there's another one to Vladdy. I feel like it's real easy to blame umpires and like get mad at umpires and all that stuff, but it sucks when like baseball's such a game of inches that like a strike here or a ball there really affects things. And when you only get 3 strikes in a count, when it's 4 balls in a count, like 1 ball or strike here and there, you hate it. You hate to see it. So we got Guerrero here. 2-2. Let's see what can happen. 2-2, 1 out. Hopefully Guerrero can extend this thing, but he grounds it to shortstop, over to second, over to first. That is a double play. And the Blue Jays are out of this inning. They're done in this inning, I should say, the bottom of the 8th. After a Springer walk to open the inning, a hard hit ball by Barger gets scooped by Frelick, and then Guerrero grounds right into a double play to end the inning. Don't like seeing that. Don't like seeing that at all. The Blue Jays will have 3 outs remaining in the bottom of the 9th to try and win this game. I wonder if they're going to bring in another pitcher here for the top of the 9th, or if they'll leave in Tommy Nance. We've had a game of cold bats, only 3 hits on the night for the Jays. 2 runs, 3 hits. I believe Yariel Rodriguez is coming in for Tommy Nance. Yeah, Yariel Rodriguez is going to be coming in for Tommy Nance here to start the top of the 9th inning once we come back. If you missed it earlier, Dalton Varsho will probably be... There's 2 things we're going to take from this game. 1, the relief pitching. Not great. Not great. Has not been great. It's disappointing to see that every time your starting pitcher is done, like you run up the pitch count like Bieber did today, you got to pull him, you got to go to your pen. It's disappointing to see that every time you do this, you can't trust it. Like, you can't trust any of those relief pitchers right now that you're running out there. Like, Little, as soon as he stepped onto that mound, didn't have it. Like, you could see it was a shaky afternoon Night, I should say, not afternoon, for Brendan Little. Louis Varland, 6 straight games allowing runs. He has not been good for a while now. Justin Brule looked okay at times when he was getting strikeouts and then allows a couple runs. You know, it's like, oh, just like, what do you got here, Justin? Ends up allowing 2 runs. Tommy Nance is like, okay, allowed a hit or allowed a walk. That's okay. You don't want your relief pitchers walking anybody, but strikes out 2, and then he got that ground out. So a guy got to third, too, on a pass ball, which is not great. Now we got Yariel Rodriguez in the game. So that's got to be the biggest takeaway is the pen. And then number 2, the other takeaway is you hope that Dalton Varsho is okay. You hope that Dalton Varsho, who took a 96-mile-an-hour fastball off of his pinky, is all right. You want it to be a stub toe scenario where, you know, it hurts real bad. It hurts real bad when it happens, but he wakes up tomorrow and it's like a tough bruise or something. You know, it's a real tough bruise, and he's good for the short term. Like, he's got to sit out maybe this series. He's back next week, something like that. He's just got to miss a few games, and that's it. Like, that is best case scenario with Dalton Varsho, and then it's nothing that's going to keep him out for an extended period of time from the lineup. Yariel Rodriguez comes into the game, and he walks the first batter that he faces, which is very frustrating. After a whole night of relief pitching who can't get it done, you got to just come in and throw strikes. Let the hitters beat you. Let the hitters beat you because you're throwing strikes. That's what I want out of my relief pitchers. That is not what I'm getting tonight out of the Toronto Blue Jays. Not happy with these performances. Contreras now at the plate. 0-2 in the count, which is good. Strikes. Good. James Wright. All this time now since the introduction of the Ghost Runner and extras, and I still can't get used to it. I get it's about efficiency, but I personally hate it. I'm not too far. I don't hate it, but I still am not used to it. I'm old enough where it makes me uncomfortable still when I see it. Because like my whole life, like what the hell, this Ghost Runner thing that you came up with during the pandemic to kind of speed up games and that sort of thing. You know, and then they've stuck with it as all the rule changes, speed up baseball have been enacted, the pitch count and all that, all those fun things. Like, it's still weird. It is still weird. And I still kind of feel like second is such a big leap. Like, putting a guy on second base means like a single can score him. Maybe, but then you put him at first and then you set him up for the double play. So a runner at first you can't do that because you can't set up the team for the double play because then innings will be going by too fast. Like, you have one batter at the plate and you could end up with 2 outs just on an easy ground ball. So you can't do that. So second was kind of the only option. But second, it feels like it's so easy to manufacture runs, which is the point of the Ghost Runner, so we can end these games quickly. Because you don't want games going into the 18th inning like they did before. And yeah, it does feel awkward, but I get it. You know, to me, like, I understand why you have to do this. I understand all of the reasons behind the Ghost Runner and why we're never going to go away from a game without a Ghost Runner. So that's kind of where I'm landing on it. It's like, it's still awkward as somebody who knew a world without Ghost Runners, and I'm going to get used to it, and I'm kind of used to it. It's a little awkward, and I get it, so I'll get used to it one day. James followed up and says, it's anticlimactic. That's more the reason why it bothers me. If it scores, it wasn't really earned. I get that. Chelsea says, sorry for bringing bad luck. No, Chelsea, you didn't bring the bad luck. They did it to themselves. These teams the Jays brought their own bad luck tonight. I hope you know how much I appreciate you welcoming me and answering my questions. I'll be back next stream. Thank you, Chelsea. Have a fantastic night. I do not blame you for signing off during the 7-2 ball game with a runner on second and a runner on first after Yariel Rodriguez loses another batter to a walk. And we have, like I said, a runner on second and first and a Pete Walker mound visit. Have a fantastic night, Chelsea. Thank you for being here during your baseball learning experience. Let's see if Rodriguez can work his way out of this thing as we slowly churn our way to the end of this thing. We got another question here. This one's from Tyson, who's been hanging out. Thank you for hanging out, Tyson. Tyson writes, do you think Manoah will ever return to the Blue Jays? If he does, will he be somewhat close to his best? I have been, I don't want to call myself a hater. No, hater is the wrong word. The correct word is non-believer. I am an Alek Manoah non-believer. I think he will get back to the major league level, but he will never get back to that level that he was at. I think once you lose it in the catastrophic way that Alek Manoah lost his stuff, in the non-injury way that Manoah lost his stuff, I don't believe he can recover that. I think he'll get major league chances again, whether it's with the Jays, whether it's with somebody else. I think somebody gives him a shot. He's back at the major league level. Let's say he's decent. Cy Young? No. Cy Young, no. That's what he was when he was at his best. It was damn, this guy could compete for a Cy Young. And when it's the yips, I don't think you get it back like that. I don't think you get it back when it's the yips. And that's what he had. It was mentally. So that's where I'm at with Alek Manoah. It's not something the Blue Jays should bank on. Maybe he's a good fifth starter. Maybe he's a good fourth starter. But top of the rotation? I don't think so. Robert says, Bieber was not very good before his surgery. I'm just hoping he's healthy and he gets more time before next season. Yeah, I'm rooting for him. Don't think I'm not rooting for Alek Manoah. And we've seen guys not be good and not be great. And Bieber's a good example of a lot of time off, and he went through Tommy John. But with Manoah, I saw such a level of mental breakdown that I don't believe he's going to get it back to that Cy Young level again. But I'm rooting for the guy. I'm rooting for the Jays to do well. There's a long fly ball out to left field for Davis Schneider, who's tracking back, and he gets under it, and Yariel Rodriguez escapes the inning despite two men on base. Does not allow a run. And we are going to the bottom of the ninth, where the Jays will have 3 outs to salvage this thing and potentially maybe tie the game. Maybe. Who knows? Tyson says, cheers, Jesse. Always enjoy an SDPN sidecast. Tyson, Thank you for hanging out. Have a fantastic night. Yes, we are wrapping up here. We are in the bottom of the night. Bottom of the ninth. It is nighttime for sure for me as well. We are running up on, how long has this stream been active? Can I look at that? I don't know how I'd look at it. 2 hour. Oh, I found it. 2 hours and 55 minutes. 2 hours and 55 minutes. Okay, will we hit the 3-hour mark before the end of the game? I think so. I don't think the Blue Jays are going to go down that fast. So, the fear here watching this is that playoff baseball is so bullpen dependent. Phil, you're very right on that. Like, huge concern. Like, how can you not be a little scared if you're a Blue Jays fan? Like, watching the last couple of weeks, seeing this bullpen not be able to get it done, seeing the other night with Jeff Hoffman, like when he blew that lead, that was a disaster. And then him coming back the next night is like, oh, Jeff Hoffman, you got it back again. But the first time when he blew it, it's like, that's a lost game in a series in a playoffs. That's a 2-1 game, a 2-1 series lead in the playoffs, and all of a sudden it's 2-2. We're down 1-0 in a series, and all of a sudden we're down 2-0. If your closer blows a game like that. So, yeah, you're right, Phil, that there's got to be some concern here, and that you hope Schneider and Co. and Pete Walker and them can figure out the bullpen by the playoffs, and that everybody's confident by playoff time when it rolls around. J5 says, able to catch this on my walk home from work, just here for more summer content, summer Jesse content. Hey, J5, thank you for catching a little bit of this. It has not been the best Blue Jays game, but it has been the best stream that I've ever strummed with you, all of you hanging out tonight, from Tyson to Robert to Phil to James to Sherry, who was here earlier. All of you hanging out have been fantastic, because every stream that I do, the next one is always the best one, because you are great company watching these games. So we got a 1-out count on Bo Bichette here. Uribe's in, and he allows a hit to Bichette, who's on fire and has been all season long. The MLB hits leader, Bo Bichette, gets another one, and he adds to his tally. Beautiful stuff by Bo. That's the same way he hit that was the same hit he had earlier, where it was, I'm hitting it over to right field. I'm a little late on the pitch, but I'm going with it. We talked about that. He's really good at going with the pitches, and he does it again. I love me some Bo. I hope they can get him signed to a contract. Really, really hoping Bo Bichette sticks around long-term for the Blue Jays. He's having an unreal contract year. He deserves all the money he can get. I hope the Jays lock him up long-term. All right, man on first. Miles Straw is at the plate. Uribe falls behind Straw. 2-0 in the count. Straw is in for Varsho, who, if you missed it, got hit in the pinky by a pitch and had to leave the game. We don't have any updates on that injury, but we're hoping for the best for Dalton Varsho. Straw's in, hitting for him. Let's see what he does with this 2-1 count. Miles Straw pops it up. Shallow right field. The second baseman is back. He makes the catch. Out number 1 in the inning. Straw flies out to shallow right field. 2 outs remaining for the Toronto Blue Jays. Alejandro Kirk to the plate. He's 1 for 2 on the night. He's got a double. He's got a walk. He's hitting 300 on the year. 300 hitters aren't the same anymore. We don't really care about batting average. But for a good benchmark, 300 hitters, they aren't very common in Major League Baseball. But Alejandro Kirk is one of them. If you missed it, Jimmy Garcia will not be back to help out the Blue Jays bullpen. The team announced that he will have season-ending surgery and will not return this year. They're hoping that he will be okay and ready to go for spring training 2026. That is a strike high in the zone on Kirk. 1-2. This game has been a really good pitching performance from the Milwaukee Brewers. Freddie Peralta. Oh, Alejandro Kirk takes the ball out to right field, deep right, but it is caught short of the warning track for the second out of the inning. Nice hard hit ball by Kirk. But it is the second out of the inning. And one more out remaining for the Toronto Blue Jays here in this game. Nathan Lucas is at the plate. He does not have a hit on the night. He's 0 for 3. Oh, there's a bail. It is scooped up by the shortstop. Nathan Lucas cannot beat it out. The ball is thrown over to first. It's caught. That is the end of the ball game. That is it for your Toronto Blue Jays tonight. They lose to the best team in the NL, the Milwaukee Brewers. They come into Toronto. They take game 1 of the series, 7-2 over the Toronto Blue Jays. Andrew! Thank you for hanging out, Andrew, who says it was a fun stream. Thank you to everybody who's been hanging out. No matter how long you were here for, this was a fun stream. It was a good time. Robert says, thanks, Jesse. That was a great chat. See you next stream. I'll see you. I'm penciling in right now, Labor Day Monday. I believe it's a 1 o'clock or 1:15 start. We will be here again on this channel, chatting Blue Jays, streaming it up for that. Hopefully at the Monday, the Blue Jays have a series victory against the Milwaukee Brewers, because that'll be at the end of the series. They finish on Sunday. Hopefully they can pick up 2 games here on Saturday and Sunday. Hopefully they can get wins in both games and win this series, because this is a litmus test, and I'm hoping Varsho's okay. I'm hoping the bats come alive against some good pitching in the Brewers. I'm hoping the bullpen can keep it together. We will see by the end of the weekend. Edwin says, thanks. I'll sign off. James, last comment here. Have a great night, everyone. Won't be able to be there Monday. Have family plans, but have a good stream. James, thank you you've been here the whole time, James. I really appreciate you. That's it for me. You could have been anywhere here, but you chose to be watching or listening right now, and I appreciate every single one of you. Don't forget to hit like. Don't forget to hit subscribe on the channel. I'll see you again very soon. Good night from Toronto.